Well, guess what? It didn't take too long to get a comment that I really wanted to address right here. We're going to talk about this one. This comment here is from Amy Walker. Amy Walker, first of all, thank you for taking your time to watch any video that I've made. I really do appreciate that. And keep in mind that all of these are opinionated. So I do like to hear from people who do not necessarily agree with me or the narrative. That's fine. We're okay with that. This is not to call you out or whatever, but I did want to address the comment because I've seen a lot of comments like this on online, and I feel like I'm pretty middle of the road when it comes to this case and what happened. And this does have to do with old Kyle Rittenhouse, which I think it's going to go away. I think we're not going to talk about him for very long. This whole thing will be over. But I'm going to pull up your comment, Amy. And again, thank you for watching the video. And we're going to talk about it real quick. This won't take too long. First, it says, how would Kyle Rittenhouse have known any details about the men he shot? Their past should be irrelevant in this case. Secondly, who appointed Kyle Rittenhouse to the role of law enforcement that he can just show up at a protest and aim his assault weapon at people? Those people were going after Rittenhouse because he was about to commit a mass shooting. Disgusting how the right obfuscated this punk out of life imprisonment and set a horrible precedent for all other gun crazies out there. Whenever you get caught committing a serious crime, just claim self-defense. He shouldn't have had an assault weapon, and he shouldn't have been at that protest playing law enforcement. So let's break this down for what the comment is, because Amy, I am not on the right side. I'm not on the left side. I'm just on the side of what is right in my world as far as morally and ethically and what we should do as a society moving forward so that we don't have situations like this happen. And we can all, go to sleep at night, hopefully knowing that someone's not trying to kill us or burn our house to the ground. So to the part of your comment here, how would Kyle Rittenhouse have known any details about the men he shot? He had no idea who they were. He's never encountered them in his life before. And to that matter, 99.9% of the country has no idea who the three men were prior to this incident. Their pasts are irrelevant. I said that as well in my live streams and my other videos about this, that regardless of what they had done before, it does not matter because he had no idea who they were, which also kind of goes toward intent. Secondly, who appointed Kyle Rittenhouse to the role of law enforcement that he can just show up and protest and aim his assault weapon at people? So part of that comment is nobody appointed him to anything. And the issue with the part of this comment that I have is two things. What Kyle Rittenhouse did, perfectly legal to do. You can go stand your ground at any place you want to in public. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. As far as saying that he can just aim his assault weapon at people, he didn't aim it at anybody. Throughout the whole day, he had it with him. There was never a report of him pointing it at people. Any photo you saw or video you saw of him prior to, with the exception of him shooting Rosenbaum and Gage and the other guy there with age having a brain fart, doesn't really matter at this point. The weapon was always down, not in a ready position. So a lot of people at the protest had weapons, whether they be concealed pistols like Gage Grousewitz had. He had a pistol. So what's he doing there with his pistol? Not to mention that he's a felon carrying a pistol completely illegally, where Kyle was, as it turns out, within his legal rights to walk around with that gun. There's nothing wrong with that. You can yourself right now go get you a rifle. We're gonna start by saying the last part of this is you're gonna go get a rifle. Walk down the street with it. It's perfectly okay to do. No one can tell you it's not. Now, is it unsettling for a lot of people? Absolutely. If you see somebody walking down your street with a rifle, your thought is, why are they doing that? Well, they can. So there's that. But you keep calling it an assault weapon. Every weapon is an assault weapon. I can have an assault bat. I can have an assault fork. I can have an assault broom. Anything used to assault people is an assault weapon. By calling it an assault weapon because it's an AR-15 and it looks like a dangerous weapon, I get it, but it's not really accurate. It's just a scare tactic. It's a scare adjective, I feel like. So I would take that out of there. Now, Those people were going after Rittenhouse because he was about to commit a mass shooting. That is a statement that I cannot stress enough. I understand that it is your opinion. You are stating it as a fact. The fact is, if Kyle Rittenhouse wanted to commit a mass shooting, he would have shot a lot of people. A lot of people. He would have aggressed toward them and shot them. Or he would have shot them from a distance and shot a lot of people. And I believe that Kyle Rittenhouse has the weapons wherewithal to pull that off. I don't think it would take much for him to shoot into a crowd of people. Something like we saw in Vegas a couple of years ago. So, but to say that he was about to commit a mass shooting, that couldn't be farther from accurate. And when you state it like that, as a statement of fact, is very defamating to that person. So I wouldn't go around carrying that thought. I would leave that thought away. He fired 6 shots. He fired 4 into Rosenbaum and 1 into each of the other ones. If he was out there to really kill people, he would have shot more than 6 rounds over the course of the whole night. Disgusting how the right obfuscated this punk out of life imprisonment and set a horrible precedent for all the gun crazy out there. There's no other precedent. The precedent is already there. The precedent of self-defense, of using a weapon to self-defend yourself, is already there. And I'm going to maybe even pull up another article that I saw today in the self-defense realm that I actually found kind of impressive that this guy even got away with. But that's where we're at with that. So whenever you get caught committing a serious crime, he committed no serious crimes, guilty of no crimes, just claim self-defense. So prior to him being attacked, he had committed no crime. So we have to start with that. He shouldn't have had an assault weapon, and he shouldn't have been at that protest playing law enforcement. This is something that I have seen come up with. Should he have gone there with a rifle? Probably not. Probably could have went there. Honestly, you could have went there with some mace or some bear mace or something, to keep people away from you. But for some reason, he felt the need to carry the rifle with him. If you want to defend yourself against people in a crowd, mace is probably going to do the job. Dude, spraying some burning ash shit in your face is probably going to do it. And he shouldn't have been at the protest playing law enforcement. The thing about a protest is that people go there because A, they're mad and they want their voice heard, and B, they're mad and they want their voice heard. So the people protesting and burning things and setting fires and robbing stuff, they're mad and they want to show up and do what they're going to do. And the people who are against that are mad and they're going to show up and do what they want to do. You can't say that he shouldn't have been there because nobody should have been there, right? Everyone should have just went home. So that's where I'm at with that on your comment. So that's where I'm at with this comment. As far as who should and shouldn't have been there, look, if you go to a protest and you start shit, you're going to piss off somebody on the other side of this argument. That person, you say you have no right to be there. They say you have no right to be there. You clash in the middle. And that's where we're at when we get shit like this happening. The best thing you can do is nothing at all. Mind your fucking business. At the end of the day, you're mad about it, protest. The whole thing was protesting law enforcement. And yet here you are. So thank you for the comment. Thanks for watching the channel. And hopefully you'll watch another one. Maybe you can comment on this one. See you next time.